So what's up? Figured other people could use some info on this swap. I mean, there's obviously a lot out there, but it's kind of hard to like do an actual budget build with what people put out there. So this is going to be my take on the budget build on an LS swap or 5.3 swapped E46 chassis. I should have probably started videoing before I put the motor and trans in the car, but I have plenty of pictures and stuff I can provide if anybody's interested. But yeah, let me just get into it, what I got done, what I've done, and everything else. Yeah, so basically it's just a 5.3 out of a Silverado, I believe it was a 03. It had the electronic intake manifold on it. Obviously I'm not retaining that truck manifold. So my thoughts on that are I'm gonna go with the Ace's upper top end kit, and that basically is going to be the brain of the system, the ECU, right? So it's going to be the harness for the system, and their kit also includes a intake manifold, injectors, and throttle body, and a few other odds and ends. And I feel like for their price point, that's a really good deal. Basically, this build is just me doing it on as tight of a budget as I can because I'm not rolling in dough, right? And most people who are probably watching this aren't either. So basically, you got your 5.3 out of your truck. You know, didn't really touch the engine at all because I didn't want to. I was told it was running and driving. It came from like a guy who offers a warranty. So I didn't really want to mess with that. So I just threw it in. It's a little rusty. It looks like it got pulled out of the swamp. But, you know, hey, maybe it runs fantastic. Who knows? We don't know yet. But I do have plans to throw a cam in it as well. I'm either going to do the Richard Holdner or the sloppy mechanics cam. I'm undecided between the two. But those are my two options. They're the best bang for your buck, I feel like. I did go with the, you probably won't be able to see it, but went ahead and got this Amazon oil pan. It's basically a replica of the Holley 302-1 oil pan. We got some pencil tucky mounts. I bought those secondhand. So a lot of the stuff that I bought was bought secondhand off a marketplace or whatever the case may be. Some of the stuff didn't work, and I ended up spending more money just trying to get the right stuff, and I should have went with the right stuff from the beginning. And some of the stuff has worked out pretty good. So I bought PCM adapter kit, right? That's pretty pricey, but if you have one of these cars and it has a ZF from the factory, that's really going to be your best bang for your buck transmission setup. My car did not. My car was an automatic car from the factory, but I did come across a parts car, so I bought the parts car. I took all the stuff out of it that I needed it, which was basically the ZF trans, the drive shaft, and then all the transmission components, as well as the pedal assemblies and a cable-driven gas pedal, right? So it was a 99, and those are the only E46s they made with the cable-driven gas pedals. So I robbed a lot of parts out of that parts car, but I mean, if you add it up, I spent about $600 in the trans setup, and then $1,000 on the adapter plate. Another couple $100 with the clutch and flywheel, the clutch and pressure plate. I went with a ACT kit. I bought the pressure plate secondhand. A guy wasn't using it. He bought the wrong one or something of that nature. I don't remember the exact story, but I found it on Marketplace. A lot of stuff you can find secondhand. So it's really just, if you really want to do a budget build, it's really about sourcing it all secondhand. I still need a couple other things I still got to do, and I got my list over here. Right, so I got my 5.3, paid $500 for that. The full swap for the ZF was about $600. The adapter plate was about $1,000. The clutch disc was $194. The pressure plate was $200. I'm gonna try to make some GTO manifolds work on the driver's side. I've seen a couple people do it. No actual pictures of how they made it work, but we're gonna try to make it work. It just kind of barely hits the steering shaft, so if I can cut the flange off and wrap a pipe around the steering shaft, I should be good there. That kind of saves you a lot of money, because the CX Racing stuff, I'm sure it's phenomenal, but it is $800, and for a budget build, that's just not in my budget right now unless I absolutely have to do it, which would obviously keep the car down for longer. Then you got your starter. It's gonna be your LS starter, LS1 steam port, knock sensors, ignition coils, coil harness. I'm gonna have to do a fuel setup with a cell, a pump, line, because this car was originally a M56 car, and had or still has a metal gas tank in it. And basically what that means is the gas tank is non-serviceable. They only made it for like these super low emissions specs, E46s. And basically that's how I got the car. The fuel pump failed internally, and the only way to replace the fuel pump to replace the tank. I'm not going to replace that tank. I'm probably going to end up pulling that tank out whenever I do the subframe reinforcement. So I'm just going to do a fuel cell setup more than likely, unless I source a good deal on an OEM tank. But then I got to run OEM lines and all that good stuff. Let's see here. What else do I have on my list? All right, so I got the Aces top end kit. Originally I was going to do a stock harness adapted to a CAN bus module with the OEM OEM truck PCM and all that good stuff. But it's just, me personally, I think that the Aces stuff is the best bang for your buck at this current moment in time. I don't know, because I can't really speak too much on it because I don't have it yet. But I have spoken to some people with some good reviews. So that's what we're going to try to run. And then obviously, the ICT billet belt adapter or pulley adapter basically will allow me to run my E46 power steering pump along with the truck components. It would allow me to retain AC, but I'm not going to keep AC in this car. It's not really a daily, so I don't really need AC. Windows down is the vibe for me. Radiator, fans, hoses, exhaust, the rest of the exhaust, drive belt. That's just some other random stuff that I'd like to do along the journey. But yeah, so pretty much overall you got 5.3 in the car. I'd say I have a couple grand in it, how it sits now. I think I'll be in the swap all in a total of under $6,000. I feel like anybody who says you can do it for less than $5,000, you're going to have to get like a lot of parts for free, a lot of sponsorships, a lot of, just maybe have parts laying around already. Like, it's very hard to do this underneath $6,000. I feel like even $5,000 would be pushing it. I think even at $6,000, I'm going to be pushing it, but that's with a lot of DIY stuff and a lot of other stuff. I'm a mechanic by trade, and I got some good friends that help me with fabrication and stuff like that. Obviously, I return the favor with just helping them with their projects and stuff along that means. But I think it'll be a pretty cool swap. I'm just trying to have like a nice, reliable, fun car to just get around in. I paid basically nothing for the car, so I think if I had like a lot more in the car initially, that would definitely be pushing the questionability of, is it worth it? But at the point that I'm at now with what I have in the car, I think it's definitely worth what I've done to it and worth what I'm doing to it and the plans for the future. But yeah, I'd like to keep, filming stuff and just try to film the progress and get it updates on the car, you know, more as I go along. Like I said, if anybody's interested, I can go backtrack into my photos and show the things I've done to get it into the car. But this is the first initial like video, and this is just kind of me explaining everything and what my plans are for the car.